Soccer Star Lionel Messi by John Albert Torres. Page 5, Chapter 1. A Great Moment. Big-time soccer fans already knew about the player known as the Flea. Lionel Messi, or the Flea, had been a teenage prodigy and member of Argentina's World Cup team. But after this night, after the April 18, 2007 game between Barcelona and Getafe in the Spanish Premier League, known as La Liga, most sports fans around the world would learn the name Lionel Messi. Messi was already known as a great goal scorer and for an attacking style that reminded others of the all-time great players that came before. But what he did that night on the pitch would become the stuff of legend. Page 6. It was a clear, chilly night. Spring had not quite arrived in Barcelona, and the thousands of fans who packed the stadium wore jackets and sweatshirts to keep warm. This was an important game between rivals. It was a semi-final match in the annual Copa del Rey soccer tournament. Copa del Rey is Spanish for the King's Cup. The tournament determines the Spanish La Liga champion for that particular year. Messi, a striker for FC Barcelona, took a pass from a midfielder on the Barcelona half of the field near the far sideline. The 19-year-old with shoulder-length black hair then swept his right foot over the ball, grazing it just enough to put the ball on his left foot and avoid the first Getafe defender who went flying past him. Another defender came charging from midfield, and again Messi tapped the ball from right to left and evaded the Getafe player. The score was already 1-0 in favor of Barcelona midway through the first half. Messi looked up and saw that he had room to run. With a burst of speed, Messi pumped his arms and legs and roared forward while being chased by the two players he already avoided. He accelerated, gaining speed with every step. But it looked as if he was running directly toward another Getafe defender. Just before reaching him, Messi again shifted the ball and his body to the left, sideswiping the defender and avoiding a slide tackle from one of the players chasing him. As he moved left, another yellow jersey was in his way. Somehow, Messi was able to get the ball back to his right foot and change direction in an instant while still running full speed. That left another Getafe player shaking his head. Looking up now, Messi could see only one player in between the ball and the goal. But this player was wearing white. It was Getafe's goalkeeper. He had come way out from the net and slid toward the ball, hoping to kick it away, or at least force Messi to change directions once more. It worked, sort of. Messi had to shift again and tap the ball to his right, just out of reach of the ball keeper's outstretched leg. Now no one was guarding the goal, but Messi had tapped the ball a little too strongly. Now the ball seemed to be getting away from him as it was rolling hopelessly toward the edge of the field, where it might go out of bounds. But once again, Messi showed his quickness and speed, catching up to the ball a few yards from the end of the field. Then, in one moment, he struck hard with his right foot at the rolling ball and sent a shot just high enough to clear one last sliding Getafe defender. The ball sailed into the back of the net on the far side of the goal. It was an almost impossible angle, yet Messi, the scoring machine, had done it again. He ran to the corner of the field to celebrate and was instantly mobbed by his teammates. Fans rose to their feet and started waving white handkerchiefs and small Barcelona flags. Messi looked almost overwhelmed while fans and teammates continued to celebrate for several minutes. It was one of the most amazing goals in soccer history. Messi had run more than half the length of the field, dodged and juked his way past 5 defenders who were attacking him from all different types of angles. He then skirted past the goalkeeper before launching an improbable shot. Replays of the Messi solo goal would be aired on every sports television channel for days to come. Now, everyone knew who Lionel Messi was. Immediately, people started making comparisons to another famous solo goal by a soccer legend by the name of Diego Maradona. Maradona was known for having the goal of the century when he dashed past several players and scored against England during the 1986 World Cup. Maradona's stage was bigger, but Messi's goal was just as impressive. It was fitting that Messi was compared with Maradona, who he admired as a kid growing up in Argentina. Those childhood days were filled playing soccer and dreaming of scoring a goal like he one day would. Page 10, Chapter 2, Growing Up. Lionel Andres Messi was born on June 24th, 1987, in the city of Rosario, Argentina. Rosario is a big city located almost 200 miles northwest of the capital city of Buenos Aires. Argentina is a South American country. The city has a deep water port that connects with the Panama River and also has a main railroad terminal. Naturally, Rosario is a main shipping center for all types of goods that are imported and exported throughout the region. It is a very old and busy city, rich in history. You don't have to travel very hard to find a historic site, museum, statue, or monument. It was also known for its industry, and there were lots of factories around as well. Page 12. Messi's father, Jorge Horacio Messi, worked long, hard hours as a steel worker in one of the city's numerous factories. His mother, Celia Maria Cuccettini, worked part-time cleaning people's houses when she wasn't looking after Lionel and his older brothers, Rodrigo and Matias, and his sister, Maria Sol. Because his parents worked so hard, Messi and his family were able to live in a decent part of the city. It wasn't the greatest neighborhood, but it was filled with families who looked out for each other's children. As long as you stayed in the neighborhood, you were safe. Messi's mother never had to worry about him. We lived in a nice, ordinary house in a neighborhood in the south of the city called Barrio Las Heras. It's still my barrio, Messi told author Tom Watt for a book he was writing about some of the world's best soccer players. He added that the house still belongs to the family. I always go home to visit when I can and still see lots of the same friends. Soccer, or football, as it is known in Latin American countries, is the most popular sport in Argentina and throughout South America. Some of Messi's earliest memories are of watching his older brothers and cousins, who lived nearby, play soccer. There were no fields or pitches nearby, so they would often play in the street outside their home. Messi was too young to join in, but would watch and sometimes beg and cry when they didn't let him join. They were afraid he would get hurt because they were often playing against older boys themselves. The only thing Messi ever wanted as a child was his very own soccer ball. It was the first gift he can remember getting. After that, it became the only present he ever asked for. It didn't matter how many soccer balls he had, Messi always wanted another. It was the present he asked his parents for every Christmas, every birthday, or any other day where presents might be exchanged. The funny thing is that Messi never took them outside to play. He simply wanted to collect them. He was afraid that they might get ruined if he played with them. Page 14. It wasn't long, however, before the young boy changed his mind. He was 5 years old when he first ventured outside with his very own soccer ball. I didn't want to take them out in the street in case they burst or got damaged, he told Tom Watt for his book. After a while, though, I started taking them outside and actually playing soccer with them. A soccer field is called a pitch. There were no pitches to play on in Messi's working-class neighborhood, but there was always a game to be found. Many times the children from that community would be right outside in the street playing a game. The roads were not paved. They were dirt roads. It was better to play on a dirt road than on a paved road. It didn't hurt as much if you fell down, and the soccer balls would not get chewed up by the road. Sometimes, when there were enough neighborhood kids to play a real game, the kids would sneak into an old abandoned army base in town. The base was known as the Bataillon. Messi and his friends found a small hole in the fence that surrounded the old base, and they would carefully climb through and then spend hours playing on the wide open grassy fields. It was on those grassy fields on the army base that Messi discovered something wonderful. From an early, very early age, he had an amazing ability to keep the ball away from the other players. They would try, and still he was able to dribble the ball in and around anyone he wanted to. His older brothers were afraid that these incredible ball-handling skills would make other boys jealous and angry. They often watched out for him to make sure no one else tried to hurt him. I don't really remember that, but it's what my brothers have told me since, Messi said. They wouldn't have to watch out for him too long. Pretty soon, the little 5-year-old with the great ball-handling skills would start amazing just about everyone who watched him play. Chapter 3, Club Team. Page 16. In countries like Argentina, soccer is almost as important as school and jobs. Soccer is like life. There was a tradition around the Messi household, and actually in just about every soccer family home throughout the area. The Messi clan was involved in club soccer. This meant that every male member of the family was expected to play soccer for Grandoli, the local club. This soccer club wasn't just for children. Adults played too, including Messi's uncle, who played on a senior team. So, as soon as Messi decided it was okay to use the soccer balls he had been saving and started playing with his friends, his family planned on signing him up for his first club team. It wasn't just me. The whole family was involved at the club. All of us played there at different age levels, and my dad was one of the coaches, Messi said in an interview. We used to spend the whole day of Sunday at Grandoli because we would have a member of the family playing in every different age category, from me to my uncle in the senior team. We'd be there all day. It was 1991 when Salvador Aparicio, a well-known old coach with Grandoli, first noticed Messi on the pitch. He was messing around with the ball, just kind of playing by himself. Aparicio needed one more boy to be able to have a 7-on-7 game. It was nothing official, just a friendly practice game. He asked Messi's mother if her boy would be able to play the game, but she said no. Messi was smaller than all the other boys, and she was worried that he would get hurt. Luckily, Messi's grandmother was there, and she urged the boy's mother to let him play. Without my grandmother, I wouldn't have been able to start playing so young, Messi told the Independent newspaper in 2008. Aparicio had coached thousands of soccer players over the years. But what he saw that day changed everything for him. The play went on and the ball came to him, Aparicio said during a televised interview in 2008. The ball rolled toward him and basically hit his left leg. Then he controlled the ball and started running across the pitch. He dribbled past anyone crossing his path, and I was screaming, "Shoot, shoot," but he was too small to do it. Since then, he was always part of my team. Aparicio knew from that moment that Messi was destined to become a very special soccer player. He would do things on the pitch that Aparicio had never seen before. One example of how Messi played was that he would never wait for the other team's goalkeeper to kick the ball once he placed it on the ground. Page 18. Page 20. Chapter 5, Barcelona. Page 30. From 2000 to 2003, Messi played and starred for some of Barcelona's junior teams, gradually making his way up to the Cadete A team. This was basically the highest level of junior team. The level of play, opponent, or age groups never seemed to matter to Messi. On the pitch, he was a cool, quick attacking, scoring machine. Playing with the Cadete A team, he scored an incredible 37 goals in 30 matches. Even though he was still very young, it was difficult to keep such a talented player from advancing through the ranks. The 2003-2004 season was a breakout season of sorts for Messi. He played on 5 different teams that year, moving his way up to the big club FC Barcelona, nicknamed Barca. On November 16, 2003, Messi, who was only 16 years old at the time, played his first game for the Barcelona team. It was a friendly match against FC Porto, the name of a team from nearby Portugal. In soccer, there are 2 types of matches: friendly matches or exhibitions, and official games. Even though the game was a friendly, the experience was great for Messi, as he became the youngest player ever to take the field for Barcelona. Nearly a year later, in October 2004, there were many Barcelona players sidelined by injury. The club activated Messi for his first official match against RCD Espanyol. Messi played well and would soon find himself activated for just about all the club's official matches. The following May, Messi became the youngest player ever to register a goal for Barca when he scored in a game against Albacete. At the time, Messi was only 17 years, 10 months, and 7 days old. Messi obtained his Spanish citizenship, making him a citizen of Spain as well as Argentina. Once he was a Spanish citizen, the country's national team had hoped he would represent Spain during international competition. They especially wanted him for the World Cup, a tournament held once every 4 years. But even though Messi lived in Spain and is forever grateful for what Barca has done for him, he always stayed loyal to his native country. He chose to play for Argentina. So between games for Barca, Messi also played games for Argentina's U20, players less than 20 years old, national team. In 2004, he played international games against other South American national teams from Uruguay and Paraguay. He scored 3 goals in the 2 games and was making a name for himself on the international soccer scene. There appeared to be little doubt that Messi would be chosen to play on Argentina's 2006 World Cup team. He was getting better and better, and by the 2005-06 season was a star reserve for Barca. He was off to another great season, scoring 6 goals in 17 games. But he tore a muscle in his leg that March, only months before the World Cup. No one his age had ever played for Argentina's national team. But the decision was made to add him to the team, even though he was not at full strength because of the injury. He did not play during the team's first World Cup match against Ivory Coast, but became the youngest person ever to play for Argentina when he came on in the next game against Serbia and Montenegro. He wasn't intimidated at all. He entered the game with about 20 minutes left and immediately set up teammate Hernan Crespo with a beautiful pass that allowed Crespo to score. Then, with a few minutes left in the match, Messi scored a goal, making him the youngest player to score during the 2006 World Cup. He scored 14 goals despite missing a few months with a broken arm. During this period, Messi started being compared to a former great Argentinian player, Diego Maradona. This was due in part to his flashy ball handling skills and electric goals. One game, for example, during an annual tournament known as El Clásico, Messi scored 3 goals, a hat trick, to give Barcelona a 3-3 tie. Barcelona was forced to play the game with only 10 players instead of 11, and yet Messi kept tying the score 1-1, 2-2, and finally 3-3 with his tallies. Messi, who was still a very young player, continued to get better. In 2007-08, he was nominated to be chosen as soccer's Player of the Year. In addition, he came in 3rd place in the voting for the highest honor in soccer, the Ballon d'Or. But it would not be long before Messi would have to make space in his home for a collection of Ballon d'Or trophies. The 2008-2009 season was one where Messi finally stayed healthy enough to play all season long. It was a breakout campaign for a player already regarded as one of the best in the world. He played 51 games and scored 38 goals while leading Barca to a season no one would forget. It was the first time a team from Spain had won all three important championships in the same year. Barcelona took home the Copa del Rey, La Liga, and the Champions League titles. During that season, Messi proved that he was more than just a great scorer. He also had 18 assists. This meant that 18 of his passes led directly to one of his teammates scoring a goal. Believe it or not, for Messi, the best was yet to come. Chapter 6, page 39, International Superstar. Lionel Messi has proven over the years that there is nothing on the soccer pitch that is out of his reach. When the Argentinian superstar sets his mind to it, it's as if he plays the game on a certain level that others spend their entire lives trying to reach. Many, if not all, of the major soccer announcers in the United States, Europe, and South America have called Messi the best soccer player they have ever seen. In 2008, Messi left Barca for a while, after some tough negotiations, to play for Argentina in the Olympics held in Beijing, China. What did he do? He scored a couple of goals, assisted on a few more, and led Argentina to the gold medal. Along the way, Argentina defeated soccer powerhouse and rival Brazil 3-0. He took to the world stage again 2 years later when he played in his second World Cup tournament for Argentina. This time he was coached by the player he is most compared with, Diego Maradona. It was his former idol who decided to move Messi from striker to midfielder for the World Cup. His thinking was that Messi's ball handling and passing prowess would help the other players score goals. It worked, almost. Argentina cruised to victories over Nigeria, Korea, and Greece. A game that saw Messi voted the man of the match. Argentina advanced to the next round and defeated a very strong Mexican team 3-1 to make it to the quarterfinals. But Argentina lost to Germany 4-0. Some people questioned whether Maradona should have left Messi at striker. If he is healthy, Messi will likely be back in the World Cup in 2014. For now, he continues to dominate the Spanish Premier League and European play as he shatters records and dominates highlight reels. He was the league's top scorer in 2009-2010, scoring 34 goals. He scored a whopping 53 goals the following year and won his third Ballon d'Or trophy. On March 7th, 2012, Messi scored 5 goals in a single match. A few weeks later, on March 20th, 2012, Messi entered his name into the Barcelona record books when he scored a hat trick, 3 goals in a match, to become the all-time leading scorer for Barcelona. He was not done breaking records. Later that spring, Messi went on a scoring spree, scoring 3 goals on May 2nd and 4 goals on May 5th. This raised his season scoring total to 72 goals. He finished the season with 73 scores. No one in all of Europe had ever scored so many goals in one season. The previous record, set in 1973, was 67 goals. Messi keeps very close contact with his old teammates from Argentina, as well as his family and friends. He calls or texts home every day and visits whenever he has time off from the Barcelona team. In November 2012, Messi became a father for the first time when his son, Thiago, was born. The boy's mother, Antonella Rocuzzo, has been Messi's girlfriend for a long time. Lionel Messi is clearly a special player, a once-in-a-lifetime soccer talent. But he has never forgotten the hardships he had to go through, the medical problems he endured. With that in mind, in 2007, he started the Leo Messi Foundation. The charity helps needy children. But one important aspect is that it offers sick children in Argentina the chance to get medical treatment in Spain. Messi's charity pays for the medicine, the travel to Spain, hospital fees, and even a temporary place to live in Spain while the children are being treated. If it had not been for the Barcelona soccer team willing to pay for Messi's own medical treatment, the world would never have seen such a great soccer player. In 2010, Messi became a goodwill ambassador for UNICEF, a worldwide organization that stands up for children's rights. Messi also never forgot where he got his first start in soccer. He paid for the construction of a new dormitory and gymnasium for the Newell's Soccer Club. As Lionel Messi began the 2012-2013 soccer season as an international superstar for Barcelona, it's almost scary to think that he can get even better and score even more goals. But as the season started, Messi was only 25 years old, meaning he will be scoring goals and breaking records for years to come. By comparison, Maradona, the player most people compare Messi with, played professional soccer until he was 37 years old. Barcelona fans can rest easy that Messi has no intention of wearing any other team's jersey. I am and always will be grateful to Barcelona for what they did for me and my family. Messi said in a documentary of his career, "But I play for and fight for the Barcelona shirt because that's how I feel. The club has been a part of me since a young age. I give my all because I don't like to lose, and try to give every bit of me for the club and my teammates. Page 45. Career highlights and awards. UEFA Champions League top goal scorer, 2008, 2009, 2009, 2010, 2010, 2011, 2011, 2012. FIFA World Player of the Year 2009, renamed FIFA Ballon d'Or after 2009. Marca Leyenda Award 2009. World Soccer Player of the Year 2009, 2011, 2012. Onze d'Or 2009, 2011, 2012. UEFA Club Footballer of the Year 2009, renamed UEFA Best Player in Europe Award. Ballon d'Or 2009, renamed FIFA Ballon d'Or after 2009. FIFA Club World Cup Golden Ball 2009, 2011. European Golden Shoe 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2012, 2013. FIFA Ballon d'Or 2010, 2011, 2012. Copa del Rey Top Goal Scorer 2010, 2011. UEFA Best Player in Europe Award 2011. Pichichi Trophy 2009 to 2010, 2011 to 2012, 2012 to 2013. La Liga Champion 2004 to 2005, 2005 to 2006, 2008 to 2009, 2009 to 2010, 2010 to 2011, 2012 to 2013. UEFA Champions League Champion 2005-2006, 2008-2009, 2010-2011. Supercopa de España Champion 2005, 2006, 2009, 2010, 2011. Copa del Rey Champion 2008, 2009, 2011, 2012. UEFA Super Cup Champion 2009, 2011. Only player to ever win 4 Ballon d'Or awards. Scored his 300th career goal with Barcelona on February 16, 2013. Won the ESPY Award for Best International Athlete in 2012. Won an Olympic gold medal with Argentina in 2008. Only player to win the Ballon d'Or, FIFA World Player, Pichichi Trophy, and Golden Boot in the same season, 2009-2010. The end.